Jared, my man. All right.
Can you stop here?
We will park exactly here.
Okay.
Hey, Jared. Sorry we're late.
Morning.
Morning.
How's it going?
How are you? Good?
Great. Throw my okay.
Sorry about that, mate.
You guys like to ride in style, huh?
Yeah.
Like tourists.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Let's get you mic'd up. In the first.
Let me kill this badge situation. Let me show
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Let me put that in the backpack, like at the top.
That
Yeah.
was
I know about losing it.
Good luck trying to find a spot. Oh, there's a spot there.
So, what kind of shirt are you having on?
Polo shirt.
Okay. This is noisy.
Like,
It's not bad.
no, I don't think so.
No, I think it's good. Okay. And also need to have that one. So I'll just rig it up to start with. We need some wind protection on because it's damn windy out here.
I know, it's almost as if you guys, you know,
Planned it like that.
yeah.
We did. All right. So here we have it. Can you pull up the shirt? Can I attach it directly to the skin?
Sure. All right.
All right. Should we get going?
We can get
We
going.
should. Oh, probably should use a seatbelt.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be a good
Maybe.
idea.
See, now this surprises me. They're making one to look like British Parliament, a hotel over here.
Oh,
and,
really?
And last year, it wasn't any more finished than it seems to be now. But I mean, you know, they're trying to make it look like American tourists decide Britain looks. You know, with the you know the beefeaters on the front.
Yeah.
Oh, there.
Oh, yeah.
There, there's-
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be plenty of those guys. You know, people in costumes charging $10. You know, to take a picture with them.
Yeah, with a furry hat.
Yeah.
With
That's,
the furry
that's
hat.
the wind killer on their head.
Yep, exactly.
So, Jared, how did you get into sound?
How did I get into sound? I went to film school actually,
Yeah.
and when I was in, you know, everybody had to work on the crew of everyone else's projects, and you know, nobody wanted to do the sound, and sound was the last thing that they were trying to teach. Everything was about, you know, directing or producing or camera, lighting, grip. And, you know, there was minimal. They had a sound mixer come in and explain some really old gear and how it worked and basic things. It was always, you know, it was ME2 lavs on G1s and G2s. And I was the only person that really seemed to listen carefully or take any interest in it.
Okay.
And then it turned
Yeah.
out I was asked to crew on all my friends' projects. They all wanted me to do the sound because nobody else cared. And
Okay.
and then I came
That's
into
a
it that way.
T-shirt right there.
I know.
I do sound because no one else cares.
It's really, really good. Yeah, and so I ended up doing that more and more, and I realized I wasn't bad at it. I bought some used gear before I got out of school and started to try and take projects, and
Okay.
it kind of built from there. I worked and I came and tried a utility for more senior mixers and listened to them and practiced, and that's kind of where it came out of.
Oh, that's great. Well, I do have the same feeling, kind that the sound is the last piece in the chain, and nobody cares about it, and that kind of stuff. So I really feel sad about.
They care when it's bad.
Yeah.
You know,
Only when it's bad.
I know, like if there's excessive wind noise on the lobs or something,
Yeah.
they'd probably care.
Yeah. So
where are you based out of?
I'm based out of Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, nice place. I like the seasons. Used to live in LA, but I kind of love winter. I don't want it all year round, but I like it being there in the winter time and it being warm in the summertime and changing of the seasons.
Yeah. That's great.
Driving past Nordstrom, is that Scandinavian?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Probably.
We're gonna take you to all the Scandinavian stores.
Is it Scandinavian? I didn't know you guys were going to be asking such tough questions. I didn't prepare for this.
No. So what is the biggest achievement that you have made? What is the thing you say, well, I did this. It was fantastic.
You know, it's hard to put a finger on that. I'd say, like, in general, it's, without specifically going to a sound school, or I think it's always an achievement when you do your homework, when you learn, when you can try and excel past what's right in front of you, because I know it's a lot, sometimes people will learn only what they need in that exact moment, only for that exact job. And I spend a lot of time for fun, and my wife's reading novels. I'm reading technical manuals for things I don't own, because maybe I'll use it one day, because I just like to be prepared, and I like to, so there's been, people I've worked with, projects I've done, and I don't know, even achievements. Sometimes it feels like a massive achievement to find a good solution to a tough problem on set, and those make me feel pretty great. And also with Wave Report, I started writing for it years ago, and then now I'm running it, and I think we put out some great things, and we help get the word out about products that people don't know about as much, or products that people have misconceptions about.
Okay, yeah.
And and just general resources, guides, tutorials, things that just help people learn about niche aspects, because again, it's it's such a specific industry. Mm-hmm. It's not like Googling it's going to give you all the answers, at least not for anything other than the low end. For if you have a videography type audio question, you're probably going to find an answer, but not for above that. You kind of need to talk to other people who've been doing it, and that's kind of the whole theory behind this.
Oh, that's great.
Speaking of NAB, what was the coolest thing you've seen at NAB so far?
I mean, besides all the Bubblebee stuff.
Thanks.
Thanks, man.
No, but
that was not a loaded question.
No, I know. But actually, no, the little mount for the 6060s is...
The one you're wearing right now?
Is this a 6060?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't take a look. It's really, really great. I can't even
Don't touch it now.
I know. I can't even feel a bump on it. No, that's really excellent. Yeah, and I hadn't gotten a look at the actual Bubblebee's pockets before this NAB. That's the thing. I mean, sometimes you just don't get exposed to these things. It's hard to get the word out, and that's, and I think that's great. I can't wait to use them on set. And but what else was the coolest thing? There's so many cool things. The Zaxcom Nova, the sound devices, Scorpio. I mean, those are really cool things. Even the Zoom F6 with the 32-bit float audio. There are a lot of really cool things. The Deity Connect wireless with the, because it's a transceiver, and you can change the, transmitter settings from the receiver menu, which you pretty much could only do with Zaxcom wireless before, or I think Wizzycom racks. There's a lot of cool things. In fact, this has been one of the more interesting NABs that I've been to. Yeah. Last year had some good things, but this had a lot more of... last year kind of felt like they were looking at things to come, and even this year, with Electrosonics DCHT transmitter, and it only going to an IFB receiver right now, but you can see the implications. They're gonna be switching to all digital and succeeding the digital hybrid. So that's pretty exciting too.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot.
I have no idea where I'm going, but we got the Strat there, so I need to turn right, I think.
Second star to the right and straight on until morning. I wonder how this audio sounds.
Really good.
I bet.
You can listen to it if you want.
Yeah, I would love to hear. Let's take a listen.
So then I'm supposed to say something. Well, I'm going into... Okay, I'll go for the right now.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's good. I'm turning right. So this is...
I think you can go right. There's an arrow on the pole. There's a right arrow.
Oh, then we have to go left. Is that right?
No.
I have to go right. Isn't that right?
Yeah, you can go right.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There is nothing on the capsule. I mean, there's sound. I mean, there's no wind on the capsule. It's really, 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 really clear.
Well, there's a lot of wind here in Vegas. They were going, I think it was 60 miles per hour it was blowing. Was that yesterday or today?
Yeah.
It's very windy, and we like that.
Well, I much more enjoy listening to your voice than mine. I know.
Yeah.
That's always the way.
I know. No one
hate
likes to hear
listening
their own
my
voice.
No.
But my voice sounds really, really clear.
Oh, that's good.
really great.
Those mics are cool. Man.
Oh, they're good, and there's and even we're going through that wind tunnel in the construction area just now, and I could hear sounds on the outside of the car. I could hear the construction, but even gusts of wind came by. I didn't hear a thing on the lav. That's
because you got a hairy chest, mate.
must be what it is.
Well, you got hair on your chest.
Only he knows. He's had his hand up my shirt.
He's got
That's a little fur invisible lab covers.
You got the piece of fur.
Yep.
Yeah, they do the trick. They do the magic trick.
Make it in like dark brown to match my chest hair.
What's like what kind of work do you do mainly? Is it documentary or is it film? Or
in
corporate stuff or?
Up in Minneapolis, it's a smaller market, so I end up doing a whole lot of things. I do, I do indie narrative, sometimes short films on occasion, but a lot of corporate things, a lot of news. There's a whole lot of corporate up there.
Okay.
News. Let me think. Yeah, docs for sure.
Is there anything connected to sport as well?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, sports. That's what I was going to say. Sports, I'm trying to think of. I kind of shuffled that in with news style types, news doc sports things.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of interviews, and then verite style shooting. I remember I was on a shoot where we went into one of the Minnesota Vikings homes before his family was awake, and then had him pretend to be in bed and then wake up, which was interesting from a lav standpoint because they were in bed and he was changing clothes. So that was kind of an interesting...
While wearing a lav.
Yeah, so we had to kind of redo that because they didn't tell me he was changing clothes.
Oh,
So
okay.
then he just pulled it off and flung the transmitter off somewhere. But the thing was, he didn't
Well,
even
it was
like...
not important to tell the sound well.
Oh, I know.
No,
He didn't even like. He's not even like. What was this? He kept on going. He threw it in a hamper and then zoomed off somewhere. So we had to do it again. But it was interesting because his wife is still asleep, and we're in their bedroom. We're like holding the cameras over there. I mean, she knew obviously, but so that was interesting stuff. We'll follow those players around in unpredictable environments. So really secure, stable lav mounts are very, very important.
Yeah.
There's not any room to redo it. There's no second take. So in that way, I kind of love when I get to do narrative projects because not because I want to plan for a second take, but because there's room to readjust.
Yeah. And that's also what I really like, being kind of in the moment while you're there, doing the best you can to get the best sound out of it. And
Exactly.
you cannot redo it. You cannot take another take on it. It's right there. It's right now, and that's what I really, really love about the job.
I love these mounts. The design of the Bubblebee mounts are really. I got glimpses of them before. Never had my hands on any of them. I love the feel of the soft rubber. I love the shape of the stickies. I love the metal piece around the capsule because that's. I don't know. I always get the best results when there's something physically keeping that fabric away from the capsule, and not forcing the capsule to be too deep inside of a corridor, because then you're going to get high boosts where you don't want it and everything. And so these are excellent.
Well, thanks, mate.
Do you want me to get us out of this rabbit den that you've driven us into?
Well, I don't know. Well, I see the Strat.
Okay,
So
you're
then we have
the Strat.
just go that direction.
Just go through the yards.
No, but there are some cool cars out here. There's some old...
that's a cool one.
Yeah, the Corvette.
Yeah.
Fahrenheit's like human. It's supposed to be, I'm guessing, it seems like human tolerance. Where below 0 Fahrenheit and above 100 Fahrenheit are temperatures where humans we can't live in that temperature, for very long. And so in Minnesota it was negative 40. It was like negative 36 Fahrenheit, and then with the wind chill it was negative 40 something.
Oh.
Our lakes froze over with I think through over 3 feet of ice. And it was so cold. Our dogs, we had to put things on their feet because they couldn't walk outside.
Oh.
That was a crazy time.
When was that?
That was, I think, in January,
Oh,
maybe February. No, January.
we got the Strat there. So down went, well, under the Strat. Uh-oh.
Fun City Motel.
Yeah, we passed by that. We gave it some consideration, and then decided to go to the Strat instead.
It must have been that the lights weren't up on the sign, because that would have drawn you in better.
Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Lights, I'm attracted to the light.
Exactly. So I mean, that's their problem.
Yeah. It was a good party.
And then a flight back, and then a
long sleep.
an early shoot tomorrow.
Oh.
Oh, so fun.
Oh, I feel for you. Well, at least
Hopefully.
you don't have much jet lag. There's no time difference, right?
Just 2 hours.
Oh, okay.
But the good thing is it's a corporate thing, and one of the best things about corporate is that the executives, they can't understand the concept of working more than like 7 hours.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, so because they just, so the shoots are always pretty quick.
Yeah.
Next time, Paul, we'll do it in that car, right?
Yeah.
I
And
think-
we definitely have a big bubble inside of the area.
I've never seen that a stretch limo convertible, because that would be interesting.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna turn around and
Here's a good question for you guys. How's it like adapting to different sides of the car, driving on them?
Yeah, it's tough. First time I did it, I had to. I kept winding down the window when I wanted to change gears because we drive still.
all right. Here we have the NAB Convention Center.
So,
Indeed.
do you want to take the lab off?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm
Gotta turn that this way.
I'll just drop the pack with the pack in the middle.
Hey, that tape was surprisingly gentle on my chest.
Yeah.
It really, really was. Got a couple of hairs.
You can leave it. It's
Okay.
alright. No worries, man.
It's cool.
Yeah.
We're gonna go and park the car up, and we'll meet you at the convention later.
Okay.
Yeah.